You're floating peacefully in crystal clear water, sun warming your back, not a care in the world. Then you see it, a shadow gliding beneath you, massive and purposeful. Your blood turns to ice. That's not a dolphin. Your brain screams one word that makes your heart stop beating. Shark. Or maybe you're wading through a murky river, thinking about nothing except getting to the other side. The water barely reaches your waist when something explodes from the depths. Scales, teeth, and pure prehistoric fury. Crocodile. In that moment, every survival instinct you never knew you had kicks into overdrive. But here's the thing most people don't realize. Your next 30 seconds will determine whether you become a statistic or a survivor. Every year, thousands of people find themselves face to face with nature's most efficient killers. Sharks and crocodiles have been perfecting their hunting techniques for millions of years. They're living weapons designed by evolution to do one thing incredibly well: kill. But humans have something these predators don't expect: intelligence, strategy, and most importantly, knowledge of their weaknesses. Yes, they have weaknesses, big ones, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to exploit them. I've spent years studying predator encounters, interviewing survivors, and working with marine biologists and crocodile experts. What I discovered will shock you. The people who survive these attacks don't just get lucky. They follow specific patterns, make specific choices, and use techniques that most people have never heard of. These aren't just random tips from the internet. These are battle-tested strategies that have saved lives in real encounters. Some of these techniques are so counterintuitive that your natural instincts will fight against them. But fighting your instincts might be exactly what keeps you alive. Let's start with sharks because they're probably swimming through your nightmares right now. Here's what most people get wrong about shark attacks. They think sharks are mindless killing machines that hunt humans for sport. Complete nonsense. Sharks don't want to eat you. You taste terrible to them. Most shark attacks happen because the shark mistakes you for something else. Usually a seal. That's both good news and bad news. Good news, the shark probably doesn't want to turn you into dinner. Bad news, by the time it realizes you're not a delicious seal, you might already be missing some important body parts. The first thing you need to understand about surviving a shark encounter is that everything depends on the type of shark and the situation. A curious reef shark checking you out is completely different from a great white that's already decided you look tasty. But there's one universal rule that applies to every single shark encounter. Never, and I mean never, try to swim away. Your brain will scream at you to thrash through the water like your life depends on it. Ignore that voice. It's trying to kill you. Here's why. Humans swim at about 2 miles per hour on a good day. Sharks can hit 25 miles per hour without breaking a sweat. You splashing frantically on the surface looks exactly like a wounded animal to them. You're basically ringing the dinner bell. Instead, you need to do something that goes against every fiber of your being. Stay calm. Face the shark. Maintain eye contact. Yes, you heard that right. Stare down a killing machine with teeth the size of kitchen knives. Sharks are ambush predators. They prefer to attack from below or behind where you can't see them coming. When you face them directly and make yourself look big, you're telling that shark you're not easy prey. You're a threat. Most sharks will circle you a few times and then lose interest. But not all of them. Some sharks are more aggressive. Some are hungrier. Some are just having a bad day. That's when you need to know how to fight back. Fighting a shark sounds impossible, but it's not. These apex predators have vulnerable spots that can turn the tables in your favor. Their eyes and gills are sensitive targets that can cause enough pain and confusion to make them retreat. But technique matters. Hit wrong and you'll just make an angry shark even angrier. Hit right and you might just save your life. Crocodiles present a completely different challenge. Where sharks might give you a chance to escape, crocodiles are patient killers who plan their attacks. Patient killers who plan their attacks. They've been watching you for hours before you even know they exist. While you're enjoying your peaceful river crossing, that crocodile has been studying your movements, calculating the perfect moment to strike. They can hold their breath for over an hour, remaining perfectly still like a floating log until you get close enough. Then they explode from the water with a force that can shatter bones instantly. The death roll is their signature move, and it's exactly as terrifying as it sounds. Once those jaws clamp down, they'll spin their entire body to disorient you and tear flesh from bone. Most people panic when this happens, which is exactly what the crocodile wants. Panic means you'll run out of air faster. Panic means you'll make mistakes. But there's a way to survive even this nightmare scenario. When a crocodile grabs you, your first instinct will be to pull away. Don't. That massive jaw pressure, over 3,000 pounds per square inch, means you're not breaking free by force. Instead, you need to think like the crocodile. They expect you to struggle against the roll, so don't fight the spin, go with it. Grab onto the crocodile and roll in the same direction. This confuses them and might cause them to release their grip just long enough for you to escape. But what if you can avoid the death roll altogether? Crocodiles have one major weakness that most people never think about. Their jaw muscles are incredibly powerful when closing, but surprisingly weak when opening. If you can get your hands around their snout and hold their mouth shut, they become almost helpless. Of course, getting close enough to grab a crocodile's mouth requires either incredible courage or complete desperation. The key to surviving both predators is understanding their hunting patterns. Sharks typically attack during dawn and dusk when visibility is low. They prefer areas where seals gather, like rocky coastlines and islands. Murky water after storms increases your risk because sharks rely more heavily on their other senses when they can't see clearly. If you're surfing or swimming in these conditions, you're essentially entering their hunting grounds during prime time. Crocodiles are territorial ambush predators. They control specific stretches of water and know every hiding spot. That fallen tree branch you're using to cross the river might be their favorite hunting blind. They position themselves near drinking spots where animals come to water. Shallow areas with thick vegetation provide perfect cover for their attacks. Unlike sharks, crocodiles will actively hunt humans if they're hungry enough or if you invade their territory. They wait underwater for hours, perfectly still until you're close enough. That's when they turn into pure explosive violence. When a crocodile grabs you, everything changes in an instant. Your world becomes teeth, water, and spinning chaos. The death roll isn't just an attack, it's psychological warfare designed to break your mind before it breaks your body. But here's what separates survivors from victims. They know that crocodiles have one critical weakness. Those jaws that can snap a canoe in half become useless when you clamp them shut. Their opening muscles are pathetically weak compared to their crushing power. Get your hands around that snout and you've turned a killing machine into a helpless log. The problem is getting close enough without becoming lunch first. Your best defense against crocodiles starts long before you enter the water. These prehistoric killers are creatures of habit. They control territories like underwater warlords, knowing every rock, every shadow, every perfect ambush spot. That peaceful river crossing you're planning might be their dining room. Those overhanging branches aren't just scenic. They're hunting blinds where crocodiles wait for prey to walk underneath. Understanding their behavior is your survival edge. Crocodiles hunt at water transitions where animals come to drink. They position themselves in shallow areas with thick vegetation. During mating season, they become incredibly aggressive and will attack anything that moves through their territory. Unlike sharks that might investigate and leave, crocodiles view humans as legitimate prey. They've been known to stalk people for days, learning routines, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The difference between surviving these encounters and becoming another tragic headline comes down to preparation and mindset. Most people freeze when confronted by apex predators. Their brains shut down exactly when they need to think clearest. But survivors do something different. They accept the reality of their situation instantly and start problem solving. No denial, no panic, just cold calculation about how to stay alive. Both sharks and crocodiles rely on surprise and overwhelming force to secure their kills. When you take away their element of surprise, when you show them you're not helpless prey, their entire strategy falls apart. Sharks prefer easy meals and will often disengage when faced with determined resistance. Crocodiles respect strength and will sometimes retreat when confronted by something that fights back intelligently. The techniques I've shared with you today aren't theories or internet myths. They're proven strategies used by people who walked away from encounters that should have killed them. Navy divers who fought off tiger sharks, river guides who've escaped crocodile death rolls, marine biologists who've spent decades studying these predators up close. Their knowledge, their experience, their survival instincts are now yours. Remember, these predators have ruled their domains for millions of years, but they've never faced anything quite like a prepared human who refuses to be easy prey. Knowledge is your weapon, preparation is your armor, and calm thinking under pressure is what separates you from every other potential victim these killers encounter. The water doesn't have to be your grave. It can be the place where you prove that humans didn't climb to the top of the food chain by accident.